Hi, it's Red Snapper and welcome to the Showgirl's Closet. Today we're going to look at a faux fur fox coat. Faux fox fur coat? A coat that I made. I love the coat. You can see what I did right and see what I would do better next time. I'm so in love with the fur on this thing. This is my very heavy coat that I made and I love. I sourced this fabric. I think I found it on Etsy. It was like, I don't know, $30 or $40 a yard, but I wanted something like a faux fox that looked good with my hair. You know, I'll put it on shortly, but I wanted something that looked good with my hair. I performed at the 2018 Freezing Tassel Burlesque Festival in Anchorage, Alaska. I wanted to do that festival a lot sooner, but life gets expensive. I applied finally after I moved to Dallas and I had a little more income on hand. I was accepted in, I want to say August of the prior year, and it happened, the event took place the week after the Iditarod, which is in March. So we had months to book our tickets and we needed to show, oh, I got my ticket, instead of last minute, oh, I can't get a ticket. It's only fair to everyone who applies for these festivals to make sure the people who get in can actually go. I know there's last minute stuff that comes up. People get sick, there are customs issues, whatever. But it is important to make sure that people who are alternates aren't just left on hold forever. For a lot of burlesque festivals, you are on the hook for your own expenses while you're there. Not every festival covers things. That festival covered our hotel for the days of the festival, that was fantastic. We'd have to cover our airfare, our meals, of course. I think we had one meal provided for us. We would have to pay for the hotel the night before the festival started, and we'd have to pay for any additional nights if we stayed extra. And I stayed an extra night after the festival ended so that I could leave the next morning, because there are a couple of flights to catch to go each way. So it takes time. I want to say going from Dallas, it takes about as much time to go to Anchorage as it takes to go from Dallas to Oahu, because you've got to get to the other side of the country and then get to where you're headed. And the time difference, I think, is the same. So that's its own unique challenge. So if you are a headliner, different things may be covered for you, but you're on the hook for your airfare, and it wasn't the cheapest thing. And living in Los Angeles was its own interesting expense. But the cost of living in Dallas was a bit cheaper. So I could finally confidently go to some of these festivals and perform, like go to Alaska or compete in North Carolina for my crown, go different places that I couldn't necessarily afford when I lived in Los Angeles. Knowing that soon, like August or whatever of 2017, that I had gotten into that festival, I needed a coat. I'd lived in Los Angeles. I had a coat, for when we would come to visit Dallas that was good enough for me to wear in Dallas, but I needed a very good, warm coat. And I decided this would be warm. I will make my coat and I will wear my coat. And I got compliments on my coat at the airport, on the way to the airport. It's really fabulous. It's very, very heavy, don't get me wrong. But I used just a regular old jacket pattern for this thing, like something kind of boxy, which is fine for what it is. And I cut the lining, and I had some mistakes that I've made along the way, but it's still very good and very wearable. I love it. It's been too warm in Texas for me to wear, though, outside of Snowmageddon. And when it was Snowmageddon, Mr. Snapper would not let me go outside of our apartment for my own safety. I mean, I'm a grown adult. I could go outside of the apartment if I wanted to, but he knew, like, girl, you just stay inside.
It was icy.
It was icy. It was for my own safety. Like, I would rather you not slip. You're already unsteady on your feet. You're already a mess. I've lived with you long enough to know you just stay inside, sweetheart, which was great. I appreciate that so much. Okay, so this jacket, I got the fur off of Etsy. I still have leftover fur. That's a really cool thing. I have leftover fur. So if I want to make something else, I could. I did my best guess as to how much I would need. I looked at the pattern, but I wanted some for mistakes. I want to say I have like 1.5 yards left, and that's tucked away somewhere. But if I need it, I will have the right color. If there's something that I needed to fix on this coat, I would have something that's just right. Okay, I'm gonna take it off. It's heavy thing. The lining, look at that, it's a snapper color. Also, this is leftover fabric from when I bought like a bolt of fabric or something to make mega costume, and I'll have to do mega costume in a future thing. That was something that I made in 2010. Yes, I made that in 2010. But I got so much fabric that I had enough left over to line this coat. Love that. It also has coat hooks. It requires big hooks, heavy duty hooks. So I've got these coat hooks that I painted with fingernail polish because they weren't quite the right color. But you need something industrial basically to hold this together. I love how rich the color is. Look at that. It's like gray, gray going out to a nice blonde, or going out to blonde and then red tips. It's just exquisite. It's exquisite. And it's got a hood. So here we go. I'm going to put on this very warm coat. Very, very warm coat. You can see it with the hood up. I wore this. It wants to go back. There's nothing in it to tighten the hood. I just want to mention that. So there's no way to keep it.
Just be aware of the fact you have a microphone.
I know, I've got a microphone. I know. There's no way for me to keep to tighten the hood so it's closer to my face. So a gust of wind, I'm going to close this, right? A gust of wind, free. But I wore this to go dog sledding. Next time I go to Alaska, I want to mush my own dogs. Dog sledding was in the top 10 experiences of my life. It is just amazing. These athletic dogs just pulling you along, going so incredibly fast. And it's so quiet, and there's snow, and it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. And I think that mushing the dogs myself, I would mush these guys, but, well, they're busy playing with a mammoth in and out of the room while I'm shooting. Which, whatever. They're dogs. Good luck getting them to mush. Even if I hold a steak in front of them, they'll be like, I think mushing, though, would be even better. Anyway, I wore this coat for that, and I had to wear a hat on top of it because, you know, this blows out of the way. And you're going so fast, you have to wear a gaiter. Now, I had a nice little fashion gaiter that looked like a fox face, but they said, you might want something a little bit warmer. Listen to these folks. They are the experts. I also had snow pants, I think, when I went, so I wasn't freezing to death. But this coat, whew, it took care of me. All right, so I've got my little hook. I have to find my way. That's so furry. I have to fix the bottom hook on this thing. Where's my top hook? Where's my top hook? It was hooked to something. I can't even find my top hook. I can't find my top hook. What's that say about how furry it is? I know I have to fix my bottom hook. I can't find the top hook, but this would close here and here. And then, you know, I'd have all of this. Initially, I cut it to be about 1 foot longer because it either needs to hit above the knee or below the knee. It doesn't quite look right if it is at the knee, kind of like skirts. Hit above the knee or below the knee. So it's obvious that you have a knee. It's a weird thing, but it's like taking photos where only the hands are missing, so it's you need a hint of a hand, a hint of a knee. So I wanted it to be like below the knee, cut below the knee, because I thought I'm going to need to be that warm. Now at this point in life, I do not need to be that warm. Thank you very much. I'm pretty well self-heating all of the time. I created the lining. I created the shell, the fur part, and I did not hang both things. I should have hung both things so that, you know, the weight could settle and it could pull the fabric down. The weight could pull things down, and then I could even up anything before attaching pieces, parts. There was some stretch, and you can see it's not as clean on the inside as I would like it to be. Fur is intense, so the lining is hand stitched to the outside. It is super intense. But in creating the lining, look at this. I have all of these pockets. I think I have 5 pockets. That's pretty good. I lost my cell phone with all of the pockets. I lost my cell phone when we went to the Anchorage zoo. I couldn't find it. But yeah, pockets. And another place where I aired, the original pattern it had like patch pockets that you could put on the outside. No, you don't put patch pockets on a fur coat. I'm sorry, you just don't. It would be like this bulky thing, and I don't need to have lumps. I don't need tribbles hanging off of my coat. It needs to be sleek, right? So I put pockets in there, but I put the pockets low. So the pockets are down here into my thighs, way down here. So my arms are totally straight, having my hand in my pockets, where I'd probably want to put them at hip height. You know, move them, have the bottom of the pocket just above. I guess technically I have 7 pockets in this. That's right, ladies, 7 pockets. I am liberated, strong, independent, and wearing fake fur. I would have the bottom of the pockets right here, where the pockets actually start. And that wouldn't be too hard for me to do, but like if I'm redoing the shell or updating anything in the shell so that it fits a little better, I do have to replace the coat hooks. That was my first winter. I made it before my first winter as a Dallas resident. I lived in Arkansas for a long time when I was a kid. It got cold. It was all cold is relative, right? I would wear a coat in Los Angeles when it was in the 40s or 50s. I thought it would be colder in Dallas, just generally in the winter. I didn't have a need to wear the coat outside of Snowmageddon when I didn't go outside in 2021. So I have this wonderful coat, and it's always too hot for me to wear it. I could wear it as a stage act, like, ooh, look at me, I'm so hoity-toity. Look at me, I've got my shit together. And then open it and have something beneath to, you know, do whatever with. The texture is wonderful, and I'm sure on stage people would love to see the texture. Oh, look. Oh, it feels so good. I'm so money, y'all. It's amazing. I'm sure these two would love to cuddle up on this. I remember Buster wanting to be present whenever I'd work with fur. He liked being in the sewing room with me, and he would cuddle up on the fur, which is adorable. But the coat never made it into an act. I'm okay with not getting, you know, crap from the dressing room on this coat, but maybe I turn it into an act. Maybe I do the thing where there's something underneath. Ooh, look, it's a Merry Widow. And I'm so sexy and put together. Ooh la la, you know. Oh, my coat. I love touching my coat. Ooh, it's so fabulous. Ooh, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe I do some crap like that. I do have to fix the lining, probably, And I do need to replace the hooks because, like, where even are the hooks? I know I put hooks in this thing. There aren't hooks in the bag. Who knows? And that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for the support from my patrons, and thank you so much for watching. I would love to hear you tell me what kind of idiot I am for the way I made this coat, or tell me how jealous you are of this fur. I mean, it's such good fur. Matching the fur, it's fake. Matching it to your hair, that's just a genius move. And I am a certified genius. So, and you will see me next time. Bye.